All right, so today I'm gonna do a little experiment that I haven't done in a long time, but it should work. I'm gonna use a little piece of 140-pound watercolor paper. It's just a 9 by, I think they're 9 by 12. Yeah, 9 by 12 that I cut into 4 squares. We're gonna paint it in some watercolor, dark watercolor, and possibly put some gouache on top because I want it to be really reactive to water, so I can get a really clear picture. Watercolor is fairly reactive to water, but sometimes I feel like the gouache picks up even more when it gets wet. So we're gonna maybe do a little bit of both of that, and then once that's completely dry, we'll seal it with a thin layer of Mod Podge. Wait for that to dry, and then I wanted to doodle on it with some white acrylic marker and this gel pen. And what I'm just trying to see is if we can seal the background so that I can use these white acrylic markers and really light colors. Like I have some of these really light, almost like pastel acrylic markers that I would love to use on these backgrounds, but I can only use them on top of acrylic ink. So I'm hoping that if we use some matte Mod Podge to seal the layer, we should be good to go. But since I have not tried it for myself, figure we could do it together. So let's get this going. I do not really have a color story in mind or anything. Let's see if any of these colors, I definitely want it to be dark. So we'll see how this goes. Let's get everything opened up. This thing can be really hard to open sometimes. All right. I should probably put down my little thing. Let me put this down. This is just a acrylic marker box that I got that's set in, and I now use it as a board to work on so I don't destroy my desk, and also it helps to keep the paper flat without using tape. Are you seriously gonna just make cat noises the whole time? So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it down. I guess it doesn't really matter which side is up, but spraying both sides helps it to lay flat and also helps it to stick to this background here. You can use anything for this. You can use poster board, but anything that will protect your surface that has like some kind of coating on it, I find works best. And it allows the wet paper to like stick to it. It creates like a suction. So there's that, in case you were curious on why I do it this way, or if maybe you're looking for a way to do it without having to use tape. So I cheated and I used a blow dryer. It's probably like 95% of the way dry. It's dry to the touch, but I can still feel a little bit of liquid in the middle of this paper. And you can see it too. It's mainly on the back, so I think that's okay. In looking at this, I actually feel like it's still too light. So I'm gonna add more pigment to the page. I think that's better, certainly darker. I think this should be good. So I'm just gonna get a big flat brush like this. I'm gonna wet it a bit, not soak it, just dip it in water, and then I dip the excess off. And truly, honestly, we can use what's right here on the lid. And I'm just going to make sure it's dry, and we're just going to put a really thin layer over top. And it should dry clear, and it's not going to be 100% matte. I find that the matte Mod Podge is more like a satin finish. It's not super glossy like an acrylic finish would be, or even I think they sell like glossy Mod Podge. It's not quite like that, but to pretend that it is completely matte and doesn't have some kind of little sheen would be lying to you. So it's starting to get really dry, so I'm just gonna wet my brush again. It's like really dragging is what I mean. It's not moving across nicely. I don't want to use too much water because that in itself will reactivate the paint underneath and kind of defeat the purpose of what we're trying to do here. But you just take a look and see that spot right there is dry. Let me didn't put anything there. Okay. Just lifting it so I could see if there's any dry spots where I didn't get the product. Okay. That looks good. I'm just gonna dry that up with my hair dryer again. Okay, I'm actually pretty impressed. This is what I meant by it does leave a little tiny sheen. Oh crap, I Mod Podged a piece of my hair to it. It's funny. But there's like a slight sheen on there. I don't know if you could see that in the camera, but it is there. It's not anything crazy. It doesn't bother me. And it really didn't mess with the texture. I was worried because I had read that Mod Podge can mess with the texture and kind of flatten or dull the colors sometimes, but I am not getting that. I'll have to look at the footage. I should have took a picture of before and after I did that, the Mod Podge. But I mean, it is definitely, it's on there. Clearly, I can actually see this little tiny corner that I didn't put any on. I actually kind of feel like it made it more vibrant in a way. Anyways, first experiment, I'm going to go directly onto a spot with a really wet brush, cleaned brush though, and see if I can pick up the color or see if it leaves a bloom or something. I'm really excited to see how well this worked. Can you see that? It's not doing anything. It's not moving. This is so exciting. Okay, here's the paper towel. Let's see. I think if there's any blue on there, it's from the brush itself. Let's do a clean brush, completely clean brush. This brush has not been used yet today. Dip it in some clean water. This cup has no other ink, anything in it. See? Clean everything. Did any color come on there? Let me get a really clean part of my paper towel so I can really see. Dip it. Yeah, clean. This part right here has quite a lot of pigment. Oh, it's moving a little bit actually. No, it's not. Nope. I thought it was. It's just changing color because, you know, it's getting wet. So it's, but look at that. Nothing. Nothing. Do you see that? And that is pure water, a lot of water. I feel like I could even leave a drop of water like that and it wouldn't mess with the background. Oh my gosh, I think I just solved my issue. Look, I can even lift up that water. Nothing. Nothing. Do you see this? Oh, this is so exciting. I love when things work out. Things don't often work out for me, so this is exciting because it means that now I don't have to worry about ruining and having to rebuy so many freaking acrylic markers. They can actually last and possibly not get clogged up. That's another issue with acrylic markers, that the nibs can get clogged up from the pigment. So yeah, thank you, mixed media ladies and gentlemen and anything in between who has experimented with this already, and let us know that this works. Good old Mod Podge. You can use other things as well. I'll link other things that you can use to seal off the background. This is just really accessible. I feel like you can get Mod Podge anywhere. You can get it at Walmart. I'm pretty sure I got mine at Walmart, Target, maybe in the craft section sometimes. But yeah, really exciting stuff. So here I am using my acrylic markers over top the Mod Podge layer. I really like it. I feel like it allows the acrylic markers, and also I use some gel pens. It allows them to kind of glide over the surface smoother than if there was no sealant on here. As well as I mentioned before, with the acrylic markers, the nibs tend to get clogged, and also the paint underneath sometimes gets reactivated. I did not have that problem at all. I didn't have to clean off the tips in between or anything like that. I don't feel like the acrylic markers worked any better, but I also didn't have to worry about them, like I said, getting clogged up and like almost running, looking like they're running dry as I was using them. They stayed fairly consistent throughout the whole piece. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to mention. I don't think so. But yeah, I'm really excited about this, to have such a easy and accessible solution to reactivating layers and just even sealing pieces. I think this would be really useful to people who are using a watercolor journal or book to seal the pages as well. Um, uh, Also, if you wanted to hang it up in your own house, I don't know how permanent of a solution this is, so I don't know about selling it with Mod Podge, if that's like an acceptable thing. I feel like a lot of mixed media artists might use it throughout the process, but still at the very end, before they showcase or sell their piece, they still put some kind of varnish on top or some kind of extra protective layer. So, um, like I said, I can list some more professional, I guess, materials below in the comments, but for me and for what I do, I don't sell these pieces. And if someone were to want a piece, I'd probably just offer a print anyways. I really like having my original works around for me to look at and um maybe one day cut up and create new things in the future. But I hope you enjoyed this and maybe you learned something new, or you just enjoy watching me do this intuitive art pieces. I'll leave some music on and let you watch some clips of me finishing this piece. But that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.